How's it going? So recently in the Sun and Moon anime, Professor Kukui announced that he'd finished building his Alola League. So I'm going to be talking about what I think is going to happen, my predictions, and what I hope will happen. So I hope you enjoy. So Kukui's finished building his Alola League, but the main surprise to everyone was that anyone can compete in it. You don't have to win all the Grand Trials to be able to compete like you do in the games. So at the minute, here's everyone that we know who's competing. We've got Ash, obviously. We've got all of Ash's classmates who said they want to compete. We've got Team Rocket, surprisingly, have said they want to compete. For the first time ever, we'll see Team Rocket in a Pokemon League. We've got Alima, who plans on competing. He said that to Kukui when he last visited him at the school. We can also assume that people like Hal, Gladion, the Marsh Royal will compete. Also, Guzma may enter, depending on how his story goes. So that's a possible 13 people, main characters, which would be the most we've ever seen in a league. Not sure how it's going to work during the later stages of the league, because Ash's friends and Team Rocket, some of them only have one or two Pokemon, so I don't really see them obtaining, 3 or 4 Pokemon by the time the league starts to get a full party. So this might affect the rules at the end of the tournament. Maybe we won't see any 6-on-6 battles anymore, which would be the shame, because these have always been the most exciting battles, the likes of Ash versus Gary, Ash versus Paul. Something that could happen is the people with 1 or 2 Pokemon will go out early on, and then we'll see, Ash versus Gladion, 6-on-6 type of style. But that would be a bit weird, because, if they only have 1 or 2, and they did get through, what would they have done? We've got the opportunity to see so many great battles in this league. With so many characters, I think early on we'll see some friends take each other on. I think Ash will battle someone like Kiawe. We've already seen them go head to head, and their rivalry growing a little bit. And I think Ash will knock Kiawe out quite easily, but I think it'll be a very good battle. I think the likes of Lana and Mallow will go out quite early because they don't really have the best battling experience, so they could get knocked out by another main character. I think Team Rocket's league campaign will be very interesting. It'll be cool to see which of Jesse and James goes further. I'd say Jessie would probably do a bit better, because we've seen her in competitions and she battles more than James does. But we could also see some shock wins for him in the early rounds, maybe against someone like Lily or Sophocles. But it'd be very interesting to see how well they do. Alima is someone else who has a really good chance of going far. He's got a really good reputation in the school of being very strong. I think he will either get knocked out in the first round in a really, really close battle with someone like the Marsh Royal or one of Ash's friends, or he'll make it quite far and then eventually end up taking on the likes of Ash, Gladion or Hal and having a really close battle with one of them. I think it would also be interesting to see a matchup like Gladion versus Guzma, 2 very strong trainers going head to head in the early rounds. I think Gladion would definitely win that, just so he can get his battle with Ash. But going deeper into the tournament, I think Ash will get to battle Hal at some point, because we don't really know much about Hal at the minute. But since Ash is the only person who's met him and battled him, they're setting up a good rivalry between the two. I think Hal will act as a similar role as Sawyer in Kalos. It'll be a great battle, which we know Ash is going to eventually win, because we know he's going to have a tougher test in the next round, which would be Gladion. I think either Ash or Gladion could get matched up with the Marsh Royal. I think it depends how many big characters Ash is going to battle against, because if he's already battled Kiawe, Hal, and then he gets Gladion in the final, I don't think he'll battle the Royal as well, so there'll be too many. But at the end, I think the final will be Ash versus Gladion. A battle which could go either way. I think it'll be similar to the Alan fight in Kalos. Everyone thought he was going to win that one. It would be similar where he could win this one as well, but it wouldn't be too surprised if he didn't. I think it wouldn't be a problem if he did win it. I think there's still ways to make him win the league and then carry on his journey to Gala. His journey doesn't have to stop just because he's become a champion. Something else that could happen if he wins the league, I've always thought of this, he could go back to Kanto and open his own gym. I've always thought this would be really cool. This way we'd get to see a new protagonist finally overtake Ash, but we'd still know Ash is in Kanto at his gym, and maybe sometimes we'd see what he's up to and visit him. I thought it'd be really cool. Anyway, that's a little bit off topic, but whoever wins the Alola League, no matter what, it's going to be incredible with so many action-packed battles. It's just going to be really enjoyable to watch. Regarding Ash's team, I think his Torracat will eventually evolve into Incineroar. His Meltan could evolve into Melmetal. Not sure about this one yet. I think it could be a link to the Galar region. Maybe he'll stay as a Meltan until he gets to Galar. He's got a good team already for the league. If you compare his team to everyone else's, he probably has one of the strongest teams out of all the people that have said they're competing. Mainly because he has 5 Pokemon, and the rest of them, a lot of them have 2, maybe 3. So that's why he's got the best team. It'll be cool to see him bring back some old favourites from Oak's Lab. A few I'd love to see are Sceptile, Charizard, Crocodile, Gibble, maybe even Howlucha. A mixture from all regions. It wouldn't be a massive problem if Ash's Alola team does stay how it is now, because his team isn't full, and I never saw all of his Alola team focused on battling as much as his past teams. So if it stays how it is, and then I think he can definitely bring back some more Pokemon and use his Alola team. I think it'd be a good mixture, just like the Sinnoh League. Overall, I cannot wait for this league to begin. I haven't been the biggest fan of the Sun and Moon anime so far. It certainly grew on me and got a lot better as it goes along. But there's so many good characters to work with here, and so many great potential battles that we could see. It could be one of the best Pokemon League arcs we've ever seen, one of the longest as well. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about this, and see you later.